Hi, I am Ali Cammelletti, and you are listening to Snack Leadership. I will be talking about everything leadership, broken down into bite-sized pieces. You will hear what different leadership skills look like in organizations and how they can rise teams up or take them down. I help leaders build resilience and improve performance by bringing awareness to opportunity behaviors in my business. Spark your mindset. I provide leadership and sales coaching, as well as team building and guest speaking. My hope is for you to feel inspiration and to create a spark in your mindset. Hi everyone, today we're going to be talking about authenticity. Authenticity is the quality of being real or true. I'm going to start off with a Harvard Business Review article on managing authenticity and the paradox of great leadership, and I'll share a little bit of my journey when I talk about these different pieces. With the actual article, they say how people want to be led by someone real. Of course, right? We've all had those leaders that are real and those that aren't, and those that you can just tell they're kind of confused in their own leadership. And that's okay. It's a journey. This is partly a reaction, though, to our turbulent times we live in. It's also a response to the public's widespread disenchantment with politicians and business people. We all suspect that we're being duped, which is such a terrible place to be right now in this day and time. But it's very true. And as you know, in your work, you're seeing it on the side of clients, guests, for those in different types of industries, even vacation rentals with homeowners. People are very suspect and distrusting right now. It's just a piece of what we're experiencing. So they talk about the importance of managing the perception. Establishing your authenticity as a leader is a two-part challenge. First, you have to ensure that your words are consistent with your actions. Of course, because this is the part of trust. You're going to say you're authentic, but you also have to build that trust. We know followers will never accept you as authentic if this isn't the case. Everyone acknowledges and understands the need for consistency when establishing authenticity, but a great leader does a lot more than just pay lip service. We live it every moment of the day. It is not an exaggeration to say that a great leader is obsessive about embodying his beliefs. And I will say, I can tend to be a little bit obsessive with my values that I outline. I put it out there. It's on my website. I strive to live and breathe it every day. A great example in regards to our day and age as well is one of my values is love. And the idea of that all of my actions are out of love, not fear. Whew! Yeah, try to live that one out during a pandemic. So hard. And what I do is I check in with myself and I say, am I doing this for love, for my community, and for the people around me to keep them healthy during this time? Or am I doing it out of fear that I'm scared to get sick? And so we can flip that a bit, but it's the intention that we put out there that is really important, and paying attention to that. The other is know yourself and others. It goes almost without saying that the exercise of leadership is complex. It requires both skills and practice. So over time and throughout various life experiences, a leader develops an extensive repertoire of roles, which can make this person seem very different to different people in different situations. Indeed, if a leader doesn't acquire this complexity, they will not recruit different followers. They'll only recruit people that are just like them. And that doesn't give you that piece of being complex. And so that's why it is important to be complex as a leader. So it's one thing to develop this complexity. It's another thing entirely to do it effectively. So using your complex self requires a degree of self-knowledge and willingness and ability to share that self-knowledge with others. This is not to say that authentic leaders spend a lot of time exploring their inner lives through meditation and therapy. They may be profoundly self-aware and essentially authentic, but not because of contemplation or analysis. They're not characters. Few authentic leaders will even be conscious that they are engaged in self-expression and self-disclosure. And this is why they are so hard to imitate, right? Because you watch those people that they're really trying to be someone they're not, and it just shows. So knowing yourself is such a key, and that is a journey that I continue to go on all of the time. I will say, I don't think I will ever completely know myself, because as far as I'm concerned, my belief system is to always grow. And if I know myself, then I hope that I continue to grow and change. And so I'm always on that edge of growth. But it's also paying attention to others and knowing how they are. Use where you come from. So by the time a manager rises to a senior leadership position, he may seem like, and indeed may be, a very different person than he was at the start of the journey. And I say he or she. But despite any role playing that goes on, the leader's authenticity is still closely linked to their origins. And Matt Landau talks about this. He's like, I've always been authentic. This is who I am. I don't know how not to be almost, right? Because that is part of his greatest leadership strength. He's just a very authentic person. So as a result, we think it's fair to say that no leader will ever succeed in establishing their authenticity unless they can effectively manage their relationship with the past and the future, as well as connecting to the roots. Conform, but only just enough. In an upcoming podcast, I'm going to talk about this in more detail with Sarah Bradford, and she talks about enthusiasm and when to conform, but only just enough. So I'll give you a little teaser there. This is something I struggled with early on in my leadership, is that I felt I needed to be somebody that I really wasn't. And so I was trying to be this person. I think one of the most challenging parts was that I entered into management when I was 26 years old. And I'll never forget managing a restaurant down in the San Francisco Bay Area. And I was trying to be this leader. One, I was super green. I was straight out of college. Yeah, I had some experience prior, but this was really another level for me. And these waiters and waitresses, they were experts in their field. And they were definitely older than me. Some of them twice as old as me. So much more experience. And I was trying to act like I knew everything when I didn't. Yeah, well, what we know when we're older, right? I would have gone in more humble and been like, I want to learn from you, but I'm here to support you. But no, I thought I was supposed to know everything. And I must say, maybe when I was 26, I kind of thought I knew everything as it was. But with that being said, I always was trying to conform. And it just wasn't right. And it's only been, I would say, since the last probably 5 years that I have really leaned into bringing who I am to the table in my work and what I do, instead of doing what I thought people wanted me to do. I've brought in empathy. There's a story behind it. You know it. You've listened to the podcast, hopefully, on empathy. Bringing in my love for gratitude. It's because I practice it. I had to learn it. Maybe you've read the article that I wrote on self-care. Sharing those different pieces and being really authentic and transparent about who I am and what I'm about. That's what people want. Another great article that I ran across was Forbes, 10 Authentic Leadership Practices. 1, be comfortable in your own skin. Don't ever try to fake realness. Yes, it took me until my 40s to figure that out. 2, never take yourself too seriously. It is not usually about you. We hit about that in Sarah Bradford's podcast on enthusiasm as well. Number 3, share stories of personal failure, vulnerability, and learning. Authenticity shows the full picture of who you are. I've had this discussion with some people about, I do get a bit transparent in the podcast and I share my journey. But I also know that I've learned from other people's stories and I'm an open book. Number 4, Don't believe your own press and/or focus too much on your accomplishments. Remember, you really are the kid inside, just trying to do your best. We're all on this planet trying to do the best we can because, this world isn't for wimps, that's for sure. Number 5, surround yourself with people who will give you feedback. I was once told, you look tired and you need a haircut. Authenticity is both pragmatic and a profound gift. I love it when people tell me that I look tired. 6, earn the right to be trusted by being courageously truthful. Authenticity multiplies trust with all those it touches. 7, encourage diversity and encourage everyone to bring the best in themselves to work. Authenticity is inclusive. Absolutely, that's what makes a team. And a team is that tiger face, right? The tiger never has those repeated stripes. They're always different, just like teams. 8, narrow the gap between your work self and your private home self. Authenticity is one person everywhere in all situations. This has been one of the biggest things I hear people that I work with struggle with. And I have been giving presentations before, and somebody said, what do you mean? Like I act like who I am at home? At work? I'm not saying throw your shoes off and put your feet up on your desk. But yeah, who you are in your inner person? Yes. You do not want to have huge gaps in between. Otherwise, it's very conflicted and you won't be happy. 9, stay humble to learn and stay confident to serve. Authentic leaders know when to be bold and when to be a learner. 10, dedicate yourself to purpose-driven service. Authenticity is all about service to all levels, to all stakeholders, and in all moments of leadership. Brene Brown says, authenticity is the daily practice of letting go of who we think we're supposed to be and embracing who we are. Thank you for tuning in to Snack Leadership. I hope you felt inspiration, motivation, and felt your mindset spark. Snack Leadership is recorded and produced by myself, Ali Cammelletti, and music by Shireen Amini.